Hey everybody, Ben here, and I recently saw a video that got me thinking about something dealing with the dog training world, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be talking about because if you've been following me for a while, if you worked with me in person, you know I've got a small zoo here, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and talk about which of my pets or which of our pets are the easiest to maintain. Okay, so just a heads up, this is going to be a scaly warning. There's going to be some creepy crawlies, so you've been warned. But here we go. So I'm going to walk you through which of our pets are the easiest, and we're going to start with the easiest and work our way up to the hardest. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with the number one easiest pet of ours, which is to take care of. This is excluding our fish. We have like a little rescue fish tank. Anyways, so this guy right here. This is my Kenyan Sandboa Oberon. You can see he is a small little fellow. He is full grown for a male of his species. Females can get a lot larger. Fair amount of sexual dimorphism there. He's a little faded because he's in the middle of the shed. But you see he's a nice, chill, wonderfully relaxed snake. He is very comfortable with me. And this is by far our easiest pet to take care of. He eats once every couple weeks. At the most, he eats every other week. And he eats 1 to 2 fuzzies each time. Sometimes when he's in a shed like this, he won't eat until he's done shedding, but with where he's at, he should be shedding pretty soon. He doesn't need a big enclosure. He needs a 20-gallon enclosure for a single male. You can house them together. You can get multiple males and multiple females, although you don't really want to house males and females together unless you're actively breeding them. But just one snake is fine. We have a water bowl in there for him and a little humid spot that he can crawl into. We've got hides and everything for him. We do and provide him a very enriched tank. But this is the easiest pet out of all of ours to take care of. Again, we can feed him and then go on vacation, that type of thing. As long as someone's there to turn his heat lamp off at night, and then turn it on again in the morning. So this is a very easy. Now, not all snakes are easy to take care of, but snakes as pets in general are very easy to care for. Not always a great pet for kids, although that does seem to be a really unhealthy trend. Pets in general, snakes in general are pretty easy pets. So this is our number one easiest pet that we have, that we take care of. And I hope you see where I'm going with this theme. So let's talk about the second easiest pet. Okay, so let's talk about our second easiest one. And this is one of our cats. This is Ramses, who I had Gandalf up here, and I don't know where Gandalf went. But our cats are our next easiest, and they're easy pets again in general for people who are wanting a pet. Now, maybe scaly's not necessarily your flavor, but cats are very easy. You don't need more than one cat. Typically most cats are very happy solitary animals. They need to eat several small meals a day, so it helps to free feed cats. So always have food and water available to them. Scoop out a litter box, ideally twice a day, and provide them a place to scratch and something to play with, and you have a pretty easy pet there. That's cats are pretty easy overall because, again, like snakes, they're pretty self-maintaining. The only downside to a cat versus a snake is really going to be your vet bill. Cats need regular vaccinations, and they need flea prevention. So that's your next biggest thing right there is are your for easy pets to have out of what we've got. The animals we put the least amount of work into, or we have to put the least amount of work into, is our cats. So, all right, let's go to number 3. Oh, he's got some shed over here that he's trying to get off of I need to get a damp rag. This is our third easiest pet that we have that we to care for. This is our bearded dragon gray. Belonged to a friend of ours who couldn't keep him, so we offered to give him a home. He is old. He may be 12. I think she said he was 10 when we took him in, and that was before we had Barley, so he would be 13. Okay. Anyways, so the bearded dragons are pretty easy. They need a big enclosure. Adults do. You can see how big he is, kind of scale-wise. He's a big dragon. They need a big enclosure. They need a heat lamp. They need a UVB bulb. He has a nighttime heat bulb. We provide him fresh salad every day, supplemented with some other types of dietary stuff, as well as always access to fresh water, and we give him mealworms as a treat, right? So they're omnivorous creatures. They live in arid environments, not deserts, but kind of like scrubland. Kind of have to soak him occasionally to help him poop. So it's always a thing that you have to keep in mind. But this is a pretty easy animal to maintain. And he's a pretty chill dragon. He wasn't always this way. He was kind of crotchety when we first met him. A clicker and some mealworms helped with that. But this is a pretty easy pet overall. And he's very sociable. He likes coming out. He's not afraid of the dogs. He's not afraid of the cats. He's not afraid of the other animals. And he's pretty people-friendly. So this is our third out of the 5 types of animals that we have in our house. This is the third easiest to maintain as we're moving up in the ranks to this, or the third hardest, let's put it that way, the third hardest to maintain. We're moving up in the ranks to the hardest to maintain, and we're going to go to number 2 right now. Okay, so we're going to continue our countdown here to the hardest animals that we have in our house to take care of, and we're at number 2. And you can see I'm outside because this is part of the problem with this particular pet. You can see this nice big enclosure. I've got some fencing here. I've got a pineapple guava. I've got a couple of blueberry bushes. And here we have our resident redfoot tortoises. This right here is Littlefoot, and that's Toothless. And you can see they're kind of dug in here because they're looking for a cool place to cool off. Now, you know where this is going. And why did my tortoises get number 2 and my dogs are getting the number 1 hardest animal to keep? And that's because the big thing with tortoises of any kind is going to be space, right? Do you have enough space? And we have a big backyard that we could expand this out into. You know, we've got sunny spots, we've got shady spots. The other hard thing about tortoises is like winter here, like we're at the very top of the range that they can handle being outside. We get a decent winter, or a decent summer here, but winter is just long enough, and it's a real pain in the ass when it comes to taking care of those tortoises. We have to keep them humidified, or keep the humidity levels up. We have to make sure that we're providing heat and UVB during the summer, or during the fall and winter at least. And they get fresh salad every day, and y'all, that'll eat you out of house and home. So that's part of why the tortoises are the second hardest, is because there's just a lot of care, and space is your big issue. Like, they need a big range. We let these guys, if we're out here supervising, we'll let them roam around the backyard with us, that kind of thing. So that's always a big thing, is space. So that's number 2. Let's end the video. Let's go where this is obviously going. Let's go meet the hardest animals to maintain. Okay, so let's meet our number 1 hardest animal in our household, at least, to take care of. Christoph, you come here. Barley, come here, bud. This is Christoph, our standard poodle, who is a 4-year-old male. He'll turn 5 in August. Barley right here is a nearly 3-year-old border collie, and they're both good boys. They're both really good boys, and I know I love you too, but these are the hardest animals in our house to make, or to take care of. And here's part of why. Is, first off, they need a lot of energy. Not even because of the breeds. Sure, border collies are, they have a lot of energy requirements, but dogs in general are very needy animals. We have bred an animal that has a lot of reliance on us as a species, and I'm going to lose my camera here. Okay, cool, but dogs are just a lot of work. And once upon a time, we built a life where they were a part of our everyday. A couple of 100 years ago, if you had a poodle, you were a hunter. Right? A couple 100 years ago, you had a adorable border collie like that. Not even a couple 100 years ago. Still parts of the world. Ugh, God, Krista. You had sheep. It's hard for people these days to have dogs because we don't have a lifestyle built for dogs anymore, not at least not here in the US. You can't take your dog everywhere. And honestly, why would you want to? Yeah, we got a lot of dog friendly breweries around here, but that seems like an accident. I know, I love you too. Please sit. Sit, come on. Or just walk away, that's fine. That's the hard part, is we don't have a world here in the US built around dogs anymore. I'm not telling you don't get a dog. I am not telling you that. Most human thing in the world you can do is get a dog. But it is work. It is sacrifice. It is weekends. It's early mornings. It's late nights. Rain or shine. Your dog relies on you for everything. And you have to meet that need. All right. It's worth it, though. It's definitely worth it. Okay. Well, if you liked what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe, share. I do offer online classes. If there's a certain type of content you'd like to see, let me know in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for dog training help in the Pensacola area, I am taking on clients. And like I said, I do offer online sessions. So yeah, I'll see you next time.